You're watching Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Free agency continues, and on today's show, we're going to take a look at some updated free agent targets. There's plenty of players still available out there. John Schneider has indicated that they are not done making moves on the free agent market. I'll go over three names at three different positions that could end up in Seattle coming up in just a bit. Before we do, folks, from now until the NFL draft, we are doing a pre-draft sub-battle between some of our powerhouse channels in the NFC here at Chat Sports, and I am pleased to report we are leading this pre-draft sub-battle with 2,269 new subscribers. Very nice. 49ers report not too far behind at 2,150, and the Cowgirls report also hanging in there at 2,135. So if you want daily Seahawks coverage, also our live shows, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and you want to stick it to the Bang Bang Niner gang, I call them the Whiner gang, and the Cowgirls, and win this sub-battle before the draft, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Big move coming. We are going to look at three free agent targets that John Schneider could potentially sign here in NFL free agency at three different positions. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Asante Samuel Jr., just 25 years old, most recently with the Los Angeles Chargers. And the first question I have to ask is, how in the hell is he unsigned? It doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. Asante Samuel Jr. has had a very good career. He's been a solid starter in this league, comes from a great football family. His dad was terrific with the New England Patriots for a long time. I don't understand it. Now, did have some injuries last year, only played in 4 games in 2024. But prior to that, he was very consistent. 2 interceptions in 2023, 2 interceptions in 2022, 2 interceptions in 2021. And you look at the options Seattle has at the corner spot right now. Devin Witherspoon is a star, and he's great at the nickelback spot. And then you look at the other corners, the outside corners. I have some question marks about Josh Jobe as a full-time starter. I would prefer him to be a backup, but I still want him on my team. And then Rick Woolen. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad, and we've seen the ugly with Rick Woolen. I like Rick Woolen. And I'm very optimistic that he could still be a great corner in this league. But we have seen our fair share of struggles, especially when it comes to tackling. I think you'd feel a lot better about that position if you had a guy of Asante Samuel Jr.'s caliber who's still very young at this point. So let's ask you now, our pinned comment today, your chance to be the GM here on Seahawks Today. Should Seattle sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Type S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in on our pinned comment today and let us know if you'd like to see Asante Samuel Jr. in Seattle or not. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, maybe it's rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Springtime is here, and baseball season is officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your PrizePicks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, or first-inning runs, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash today. On PrizePicks, you can mix and match player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with players from basketball, hockey, esports, and much more. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. The second half of the basketball season is here, and the push to the playoffs is heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. I'm looking ahead to the Masters. I love me some golf. Those that know me know I'm a big golf guy, and can't wait to see how everything unfolds this weekend from Augusta. I got a couple live guys in my PrizePicks lineup for Thursday. Phil, the lefty, I love you, but Father Time has defeated Phil Mickelson. I got the less on 3 birdies or better on Thursday. Brooks Koepka looking for a win there at the Masters. I'm a big fan of Brooks. I think he's going to have less than 72 strokes and have a good start to the Masters there. I'll put $20 down. If that hits, that turns into $60 on PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Up next, we find another young player. That is Jedrick Willis Jr., who was previously with the Cleveland Browns. And this is another one that's a bit of a head-scratcher of why he is still out there. He has been a solid starter when needed. And at the tackle position, here's the reality that the Seahawks are facing right now. Charles Cross, I think, is turned into a star left tackle. Abraham Lucas, I like him when he's available, but the availability has been a big question mark over the last 2 seasons. And if you're Seattle, you need some depth pieces if something were to happen to Abraham Lucas or to Charles Cross, guys that you can depend on that can step up when their name is called. And I'll say this, Jedrick Willis Jr. has a pretty decent track record. Overall grade of 52.9, pass block grade of 63.6, run block grade of 51.6 and 245 snaps this past season, allowed 3 sacks, got called for 7 penalties. If he's your backup, if he's a rotation guy, I can live with those numbers. I think he can get the job done at a relatively cheap cost. What do you think about this idea? Should the Seahawks sign Jedrick Willis Jr.? You got 2 options. Type Y for yes, in for no. Chime in and let us know if they should. Last on the list, this guy's by far the oldest on here at 33 years old. Brandon Scherff, most recently with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The former Pro Bowl offensive guard is still available at this point. And I got to tell you, when I look at him, he's had a solid career. We mentioned being a Pro Bowler, and this is somebody that I think would be an immediate upgrade at the guard spot compared to what Seattle has right now. I was hearing some yahoos say out there that it was a big deal the Seahawks lost Laken Tomlinson. I don't think so. I think adding a guy like Brandon Scherff in addition to your draft picks and then just developing the guys you got, I think you'd be much better off potentially than having to settle for Laken Tomlinson. His grades last year, played in over 1,000 snaps, solid overall grade with a 64.7. Had a pass block grade of 74.5, which was really good. Run blocking could use some work, a 57.3 run block grade. Did not allow a single sack. That is very important, especially when you compare that to other guards that are on the market like Shaq Mason. I know people have talked about Shaq Mason potentially for Seattle, who gave up 8 sacks last season, which was tied for the most of any guard, any interior lineman in the NFL last season, and only got called for 2 penalties. So although the run blocking could use some work, I think there's a whole lot more good than bad that he brings to the table. I would like this idea of signing Brandon Scherff if that opportunity presents itself. Who is a player the Seahawks should sign? We've gone over a few free agent targets here on today's show. Now I want to hear from you. Who comes to mind that you would like to see John Schneider put the pen to the dotted line and add to this Seahawks team? Give me a name or 2 or 3 that you would like to see sign with the Seattle Seahawks here in NFL free agency. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks today. We're going to continue to follow everything you need to know here in free agency. We're also counting down to the draft. We're talking trades. Your one-stop shop for all things Seattle Seahawks news and rumors is right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Doesn't cost you a thing. Absolutely 100% free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.